Hello! It's a bit later than I had hoped for this episode, and if I had to choose a theme for this episode, it would be 2 steps forward, 1 step backward. As you saw in the first shot, I built a diagonal railroad crossing, and overall I'm quite happy with it, even though it's not done. The build itself just gave me a bit of trouble, as I'm sure you'll see, but also the real world weather got in the way of the mailman delivering some very critical triangles. I didn't think 45-degree angles would be that hard, but as you'll soon see, it wasn't as tidy as I had hoped. So I don't really plan out, well, I take that back. I do plan out, but it's more just like, hey, I want to build a diagonal railroad crossing. But what I mean by that is I don't use like Brickland Studio to model it ahead of time. And because of that, there's a lot of stuff that I build and then unbuild and rebuild, and I already kind of said that, but rather than trying to figure out, which bits of the footage are mistakes or, stuff I didn't use in the end and cut that out, I'm just showing the whole process. Mainly, honestly, because it's hard. That would take a really long time to comb through all that footage. And also because I think it's interesting. I like seeing other people's entire processes, and so maybe you do too. This is where I needed those triangles. I used the black one as a stencil, kind of, to fill in all the rectangular trials that I could, but it was still kind of hard to visualize the whole thing with all those little gaps. But I made do, and a whole week later than expected, I finally got the proper color triangles and was able to finish. I don't finish the space to the side of the bakery here in this video. My original plan was to actually put another building there, but none of my ideas really fit the space reasonably, and I went to all the trouble of mirroring the bakery building, so I don't really want to cover it up. I think I have enough parts actually to stretch that building to fill in that space a little bit better, proportionally speaking. Maybe 4 to 8 bricks closer to the road, and then with the remaining space I'll add some benches and things like that, and I think it'll look nice. The initial idea for this crossing came when I realized what you could do with the triangle tiles. As long as I used straight track for the width of the road and kept it to 45 degrees, I could make the crossing flush with no exposed studs like if you used wedge plates. But it didn't quite work out that way, at least for the sidewalks. For the length of the road itself, it works great. But overall, my road is too wide for how long the straight track is before it curves. And I didn't want to move it or make it longer because that would mess with my plan for the tunnel. And there's other reasons, but I'm not going to get into them. I decided to just go for it, and that's why you see a lot of building and then taking it apart and building it slightly differently. And I had to make sure there was clearance for the train to roll through. So you can hear my relief there. Due to a really unfortunate set of circumstances, coincidences, a holiday, meaning the USPS was closed, and crazy weather. That package was a week later than I expected. And it was so satisfying to put all these triangles down finally. This corner, I don't know why, but this was easily the hardest of the four to make flush. And I ended up, long story short, I ended up moving the entire ramp section 2 studs further away from the track in order to get the 45-degree angles to line up properly. And you'll see later, I don't even get the sidewalk to line up flush at all, and I do something different entirely. I also didn't want to use any of what are called illegal building techniques. These are just techniques that Lego says not to do because they put too much stress on the parts, and that will eventually make them not connect to each other very well. But it got really hard with the curvature of the tracks and the straightness of the tiles, particularly when it came to the clearance of the train wheels rolling through. So I settled on putting as many sidewalks tiles as I could and just filled the rest with greenery. I think it works. What about you? Do you like it? Should I add more or less? Let me know in the comments. And the railroad crossing is mostly done. I still want to add some more details like gates that move up and down and some signs, but that's for another time. If you like this video, tell me by hitting the like button. If you really liked it, subscribe to the channel. It helps me out and it helps you defeat the almighty YouTube algorithm. I'm thinking of doing some cliffs and hills, or the train tunnel next, or the modular bookshop. I want to turn it into a corner building next to the train platform. Let me know in the comments what you think I should do next. Thanks for watching. Take care, play well, and I'll see you next time.